Have you ever felt like you were giving everything you had but still didn't stand out? It's normal to feel unappreciated or forgotten in today's highly linked world, even when we're always with other people. It feels like we're shouting into the void, wanting to be heard, but all we hear is quiet. Now, what if I told you that this doesn't have to be true? What if you could walk into a room and the space around you changes because of your presence? Imagine a world where people not only listen to you, but are also eager to hear what you have to say. A world where your accomplishments are not only recognized, but also praised. Today we're going on a trip that looks at how the old wisdom of Stoicism can be used in the modern world. This isn't about simple tricks or quick fixes. Instead, we'll look at 12 transformative methods that will change how you see and value yourself, as well as how other people see and value you. Each of these ideas is a step toward becoming more powerful, recognized, and liked by others. Basically, if you've ever felt like you were just a number lost in the crowd, this video will help you break free and enter a place of true self-love and power. If you stick with me until the end, we'll find these secrets together. They will change how you see yourself and how the world sees you. Welcome to this channel. If you're new, let me tell you a little something about it. Growth, toughness, and the useful wisdom of Stoicism come to life in this group. To join us on this road of change, click the subscribe button. Let's find out together how to be truly valued. Your ongoing help and participation are what make this group grow. Let's start this life-changing journey together and find out how to be truly appreciated. Number 1. Focus on contribution, not recognition. As Lao Tzu said, the sage does not hoard. The more he helps others, the more he benefits himself. When we focus on how we can add value to others rather than how we can get credit, we build deeper connections. Think about a time you helped a coworker or friend without any expectation of praise or reward. How did it make you feel? Valued for your character. Next time you have a chance to help, do it for its own sake. If recognition follows, see it as a bonus. People will take notice of your generous spirit, but keeping the focus on what you give rather than get will make you shine. Number 2. Embrace patience and persistence. According to Heraclitus, character is destiny. Our character shows in trying times. Imagine you take on a challenging new project. When roadblocks arise, do you give up or press on? Sticking it out earns respect. It shows dedication to growth and mental toughness. Don't avoid struggle. It's the gym for building character. Use setbacks as training. Each one strengthens your persistence muscle so you can take on more. Make patience a policy, not just a virtue you tap into sometimes. Apply it to situations and people. With time and care, obstacles clear. When you embody resilience, you become someone others can rely on. That makes you incredibly valuable. Next, which is very important, number 3. Let accomplishments speak for themselves. As Marcus Aurelius put it, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. When you achieve something, let it be its own reward rather than seeking recognition. Confidence in your own worth comes from within. Knowing your value is not dependent on others' validation. Next time you complete an important task, take quiet pride in it. If others acknowledge you, see it as a natural result of excellence. There's no need to diminish your merits, but also refrain from flaunting. Success shared brings more success. By focusing on your inner light rather than outward praise, your soul shines brightest. Next is value your time. Do you ever feel like you're always there for other people but not for yourself? Let's look at why it's important to value your time. Think about this. It's a normal Wednesday. When someone at work needs help, they come to you. Your phone rings all the time. emails from co-workers, texts from friends, and phone calls from family. Each ask may not seem important, but they all add up. At the end of the day, you realize that you haven't done any of your own work. You're helping other people a lot, but your own projects are behind schedule. That's when every yes hits you. An important Stoic philosopher named Seneca once said, "It's not that we don't have enough time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. We have been allowed a long time, which we can use to do great things if we put it to good use." Take a moment to think about that. Each minute you spend is money that you lose. Are you putting it to good use? Putting value on your time doesn't mean you have to disappear. You have to respect yourself enough to put yourself first. It means being aware that not every job, request, or invitation needs your immediate attention. Don't say yes right away the next time you're about to. Think about it. Is this the best way to spend my time? Will this make my life better, or will it drain me and keep me from what's important? Take a moment to think about this. Look at the people around you now. Have you noticed that people respect those who know when to say no? That's what it means to value your time. They're not just taking part in life, they're writing their own symphony. You can be one of them too. Remember that saying no is not the only way to value your time. It has to do with recognizing your worth. You send a word to yourself as well as the world when you start to value your time. I'm worth it. My time is valuable. Now that we know how to value our time, let's look at how taking care of ourselves can change us. Practice self-care. First, take care of yourself. Let's talk about self-care as our next plan. Think of a time when you skipped lunch to finish work, or your evening walk to go to another meeting. How did you feel at the end of the day? Stressed out? Very tired? That means you care more about other people than yourself. We all do it. We put everything and everyone else first, but we forget about the one person who is also important. You remember the wise things Marcus Aurelius said. There isn't much you need to be happy. It's all in the way you think about things. His words have a lot to do with our second plan. It serves as a warning that our happiness and well-being come from inside us, not from things outside of us. Being selfish isn't the point of putting yourself first. It means realizing that your own health and happiness are the basis on which you can help others. It's important to realize that self-care is not a luxury, but a must for a healthy and happy life. Imagine that you're always there for everyone, ready to give a hand, a shoulder, or an ear. When you do that, you often forget about your own needs, which makes you feel worn out and less successful. Right now is when Marcus Aurelius's smarts come in handy. First, think about when the last time was that you did something just for yourself that made you feel good and gave you energy again. It's important to put these needs first, whether that means doing sports, meditating, or getting enough rest. It not only improves your health, but it also gives you the tools to help others more effectively and be more present. Now, take a moment to think about what self-care means to you. How can you better take care of yourself while also being there for other people? Sharing your thoughts and feelings in the comments section could not only help you understand and heal, but it could also inspire and guide people who are going through similar things. Someone else might find your story inspiring and decide to start taking care of themselves too. Remember that taking care of ourselves is important if we want other people to value us. Let's move on to our next Stoic plan to improve how people see and value us now that we understand this. Pay attention and talk less. When we're in a hurry to be heard, we forget how powerful quiet can be. In this Stoic lesson, we learn about a basic concept that is easy to forget. Not talking as much and listening more. This way of thinking can greatly improve how we connect and relate to each other. When did someone really listen to you instead of just waiting their turn to talk? How important and understood did you feel at that time? We often forget this power of active listening. It's not enough to just be quiet. You need to really listen and respond to what's being said to make a stronger relationship. Herodotus was smart when he said that because we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, we can listen twice as much as we talk. His wise words sum up our third strategy and tell us how important it is to actively listen in our everyday conversations. Listening is more than just hearing words. Giving your full attention, understanding, and having empathy are all parts of it. People feel heard, valued, and admired when we really listen. This is not only a nice thing to do, but also a powerful sign of awareness and care. Think about how often we're thinking about what to say next while someone else is still talking. We miss the point of what is being said when we do this. To actively listen, we have to be fully present and put aside our own plans in order to see things from someone else's point of view. Make an effort to listen more and speak less the next time you're in a conversation to use this technique. Pay attention to what the other person is saying, how they sound, and how they feel. Nod to show that you agree. Be authentic. Let's move on to the next approach, where we'll keep looking at Stoic wisdom number 7 to find ways to improve our presence and worth. Be yourself at all times. We often forget a simple truth as we try to be more important, being honest. Being ourselves is what makes us best. Epictetus said that if you want to be a writer, you have to write. It's about doing things that show who you really are. Accepting who you are is only part of being real. You have to be true to yourself all the time. Your true self shines through. In a world where most people just do what everyone else does, being honest doesn't just make you unique. It also makes you useful at work and in your leisure time. Think about the day you had. Do you say and do things because that's what other people expect of you, or are they really you? Authenticity means letting go of these things. It means living your life based on what you think and feel. This way of life not only makes things better for you, but it also makes people want to be around you. People like and trust someone more. Be sincere in your honesty. Build stronger relationships to remember a time, maybe at a party, when you felt like you had to change your views and hobbies to fit in. That's different from a time when you were yourself and didn't care what other people thought. How did that make you feel? When we think back on these times, we can see how important it is to be real in our lives. Being real is all about things like this. Being yourself, the real you that no one else can copy. To sum up this idea, keep in mind that being yourself isn't just about standing out. It's about being happy with who you are and sure of yourself. People will admire and value you more if you are honest. Wait until we talk about our next plan, which will give you even more power on this path of self-discovery and acceptance. Ask other people to help you become more valuable. The art of letting other people add to your life is a technique that is often overlooked. Marcus Aurelius, a great Stoic emperor, thought that people should help each other. He said that people are made to work together, like feet, hands, eyelids, and the rows of the upper and lower teeth. This deep comparison helps us remember that asking for help is not a sign of weakness, but a normal and necessary part of getting along with other people. Think back to a time when you had a lot of work to do and felt stressed and exhausted. Now picture what would have happened if a co-worker had stepped in to help. What would you have thought about that? Being cared for, supported, and a part of a team. Do you agree? Not only do we lighten our own load when we ask for help, but we also build community and respect. It can be hard to accept help, especially if you're used to doing things on your own. But remember that the people in your life value the chance to help you just as much as you value the chance to help others. Building trust and strong ties is a two-way street in this relationship. So the next time someone offers to help you with a job or a small task, think about saying yes. Not only will they feel appreciated, but you'll also be creating a network of people who can help each other. This network gives you a way to live a more valuable and connected life at work and in your daily life. When we accept help from others, we also learn a valuable lesson about being humble and thankful. It teaches us that no one is an island and that letting others add to our lives and wealth is good for everyone. When we talk about these techniques some more, remember that being valued isn't just about what you can do by yourself. It's also about how you connect with other people. We are now ready to find the next step in our plan to become more recognized and valued. Keep your cool. When everything seems to be going wrong, have you ever been there? These are the times when learning how to stay cool and collected really pays off. This way of thinking, which comes from Stoic thought, is very important if we want to be more valued. Seneca once said that waiting is the best way to calm down after being angry. This advice is very important for how we deal with tough conditions. Think about a time when everything was going wrong, maybe a tough meeting at work where tempers were high, or a situation at home that made you lose your cool. In these situations, our first reaction might be to act without thinking, because our feelings are so strong. Think about what would happen if you stopped, took a deep breath, and decided to be calm instead of acting on impulse. Being calm in such a heated situation not only stops things from getting worse, but it also gets you respect and admiration from those around you. Being cool and collected doesn't mean you're not caring or acting. It's about picking how to react to things on purpose. This self-control is a strong sign of how strong and stable you are on the inside, which makes people automatically respect and value you. Think about Seneca's wise words the next time you're in a tough spot. For peace of mind, use the power of pause as your tool. Not only does your ability to stay calm under pressure affect how that situation turns out, but it also makes you seem like a more grounded, wise person who brings clarity and reason to every exchange. We learn something important about the power of our thoughts as we use this approach in our daily lives. The noise around us doesn't make us who we are. How we choose to deal with it does. With our calmness as a strength, we can now move on to the next plan that will help us get even more respect and recognition. Keep some things secret. As we work to be more valued, we learn how important discretion is, which is a Stoic concept with deep roots. Epictetus said it best: be quiet most of the time, or if you must speak, say only what needs to be said, also in a few words. This advice shows how important it is to think about what we share and what we keep to ourselves. Imagine that you're at a party or online and you feel the urge to tell everyone everything about your personal life. Remember how powerful it is to hold back in these times. You don't have to tell everyone everything. When you share only what's important, you gain a lot of power and respect. Being careful and choosy in this way isn't the same thing as lying or hiding something. It has to do with how much you value your privacy. It's common these days to share too much, so choosing to keep some things to yourself shows that you think deeply and value your own place. Before you share something sensitive, take a moment to think about it. Should everyone know this information, or is it just something important to me? This kind of wisdom not only keeps you calm, but it also makes people value you more. Accepting that others will not see our private lives can help us understand how important they are and wins us respect. Let's keep this in mind as we talk to each other, and remember that what we choose not to share makes us stronger. Let's look at the next plan, which will help us strengthen our position and respect even more. Always learn and improve. Becoming more valued and admired means learning new things and growing all the time. Remember what Seneca said: As long as you live, keep learning how to live. This timeless piece of advice shows how important it is to always be changing and getting better. Remember a time when you had to do something outside of your comfort zone. Make learning a daily habit to use this approach. You can go to workshops or classes, read books, or listen to podcasts. This will not only keep your mind sharp, but it will also show others that you are dedicated to growing as a person. And people naturally want to be around people who are always changing because they give off an air of energy and inspiration. Your journey of growth also makes other people think about their own. This inspires them to grow as well when they see you taking on new tasks and learning from them. When we decide to keep learning throughout our lives, we're not only getting better at what we do, we're also making ourselves better. This never-ending process of growth not only makes other people value us more, but it also gives our own lives more meaning and purpose. Remember that choosing this road of constant growth opens up doors to possibilities you could never have imagined. Stay tuned for our final strategy, a one-of-a-kind method that can greatly increase your worth in surprising ways. In our last strategy on this life-changing trip, we explore the art of keeping a sense of mystery. Keep a sense of mystery. This approach, which comes from Stoic thought, helps us remember how important it is to not tell everyone everything about ourselves at once. It's about giving off an air of mystery and depth that makes people want to know more and value you. Take a look at this. Doesn't it make you more interested in someone when they don't tell you everything about themselves right away? It's the same idea. By picking and choosing what you share about yourself, you give off an air of wonder that makes people want to learn more about you. To keep something mysterious, you don't have to be hidden or dishonest. You need to be careful about what you share. It means you know that sometimes less is more when you share it. When you share just enough to get people interested, but don't say everything, you ask them to get to know you better. When you use this approach, be careful about what you say about your personal life, goals, and accomplishments. Let your actions say louder than words and be interesting just by being there. When you do share, do it with purpose and thought. This will make you seem even more mysterious. This method isn't just about how other people see you, it's also about valuing and honoring your own story. You are in charge of your story and how it plays out for the world if you keep it mysterious. As we wrap up this approach, keep in mind that a little mystery can make people respect and value you more. People are more likely to lean in and listen. If you do decide to share parts of your story, go with the flow and see how people respect and admire you in new ways following suit. As we come to the end of our study, keep in mind that these aren't just techniques. They're steps toward a deep inner change. Everything we've talked about so far is a part of making your life one where you are seen and truly appreciated. Thanks to everyone who has come along for the ride. Your commitment to growing as a person and giving yourself power is admirable. You're not just watching a movie, you're making progress toward being a better, more respected person. Now I want to talk to you, our beloved fans. Which of these ideas made the most sense to you? Is there one in particular that you want to use in your life? Leave a comment below with your ideas or stories. Please get in touch with me. If you can't think of the right words, just write, "I am committed," in a comment. That's a strong sign that you're committed to our journey. If this video helped you, please show your support. By sharing and liking it, you help get these important ideas to people who are also looking to grow. Sharing information is a great way to make the world a better place. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel so that we can stay in touch and continue this journey of learning together. There's more to this than just watching movies. It's an active part of building a group that values learning, growth, and useful knowledge. You will see a change in how people see and respect what you remember as you use these strategies in your daily life. Every move you make is one step closer to a more valuable and important life. Thank you for watching. Until the next time.